tomorrow's Halloween. You may be in for some spooks, some scares, some jump scares, but is it possible to be scared to death? Have you ever wondered that? To get some clarity, we're talking with cardiologist and UTHealth Houston, Dr. John Higgins. Thanks so much for coming in this morning.
Oh, you're welcome and happy Halloween, Amy. And yes, the answer is yes.
Yes, you can be scared to death. I mean, I said it with a smile on my face every time because it's kind of, you know, we use that phrase obviously lightly, but what do you mean? I mean, if you're unhealthy already and you just, I mean, talk to us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's mainly going to be the people that run into problems, Amy, are going to be the elderly or people with an underlying medical condition or heart problem, and then all of a sudden they're getting this really severe shock to the system, and that could cause what we call a broken heart or a stress cardiomyopathy, which could ultimately lead to them collapsing and dying. And there has been a couple of situations. One situation where an older lady walked into a house and got, a man did a big scare on her. She actually dropped dead. You can also see it with intense emotions as well, Amy. There's been cases, for example, a golfer that had been wanting to get a hole-in-one his whole life and finally got the hole-in-one and said, now I can die, and died.
That is terrible. I know.
Yeah, another person with bowling, we wanted to get the perfect score. They got the 300, the perfect score, and then died. So intense emotion or intense stress. Either one, you get this surge in stress hormones. We're talking the epinephrine, norepinephrine from the adrenal gland, cortisol, which can affect the blood vessels, accelerate the heart rate and blood pressure, and literally, that can be too much for some people.
That can be immediate. I guess this is why on roller coasters, you do usually see the warnings if you've got any history of heart problems, and that's what it's meant for.
Exactly, Amy. So, I mean, most people, you're going to be fine, and they've done studies where, people have the Apple Watches and other things on, and their heart rates will go up, kind of like when they go into a haunted house and kind of like you going for a jog. But most people, it's no big deal. I would say that if you've got, like I said, an elderly person, try to avoid, the sudden frights, as well as if you've got a heart condition. And, a couple of things you can do yourself prior to Halloween, I think, to get your heart kind of ready is I recommend the pre-Halloween workout.
Yeah.
So in other words, get your heart used to a little bit of stress, and so that when later on when you hit the other stresses, it's kind of like warmed up, as it were.
Just like moderate exercise, or what do you mean?
Yeah, just just go for a 15-30 minute workout, or a fast walk or something like that, or do some resistance stuff. Just get your heart rate up, and get your blood pressure up a little bit before Halloween. Make sure you eat a healthy meal before you go out, especially with the kids. Yeah. Because again, we know too much candy, too much sugar, salt, that can also affect your blood vessels. And, making sure you get a good night's sleep tonight, because tomorrow night you're going to be up probably a bit later.
Yeah. And then this year, of course, we've got school the very next morning.
Exactly.
I mean, so it says here I'm supposed to ask you about some heart-healthy treats, and I'm not really sure that any children that I know would partake of any heart-healthy treats on Halloween, but talk to us a little bit about that. Certainly you want to get a nice dinner, healthy meal before they load up on all the
and well hydrated. So what I would say, a couple of things you could do yourself is instead of having actual candy, you could do things like, for example, they have those little cheddar cookies in the shapes of different Halloween treats. They have pretzels that are like little goats and stuff like that. You could do carrots with some honey and things like that. I mean, have a little bit of candy, but try to have some other things. And then for your treats, also, you could do things like, they have little glow-in-the-dark rings. It doesn't have to be food. Yeah, it can be other kind of little gifts that are non-food that you leave out for kids. So it doesn't have to be all about candy. And then, worst case scenario, your kid has the bucket of candy. Okay, you bargain with them, and you buy back the candy. Okay, so you can, for example, say to them, okay, hey, if you give me half your candy, I will take you to a movie this weekend, or I'll let you stay up late, or I'll give you money. Here's $5 if you give me a candy.
that's not
so
a bad
trying
idea.
to cut back on that, or of course having them, donate some of the candy to a shelter.
Yeah, and lots
something.
of dentist offices collect them for troops, or we'll be sure to post some of those things. Those are all very good ideas. I just like to get it out of my house as quickly as possible because I know I'm eating all the stuff that they're not eating. So I don't like it.
And non-scary uniforms. My daughter is going as Taylor Swift, so that's a nice non-scary uniform. But avoid, if you are, with a heart condition, avoid the haunted houses with the really scary uniforms.
Certainly.
And go more for the kind of fun, outfits. And then finally, Amy, in terms of horror movies, that can be problematic. And we recommend, if you're going to do it, go with a comedy horror movie, so that you can laugh, because when you laugh, we know that actually lowers your blood pressure and releases endorphins and other good hormones. If it's total scare, it might be too much, but a comedy horror might be the way to go.
I appreciate it. Dr. John Higgins, full of Halloween tips this morning. Thank you so much for coming in.
Happy Halloween.
Thank you.